Okay, so hi folks. We finally got our Frame.io subscription set up, so I wanted to take a little time to go through that with you guys and just show you. I thought making a little video for you would be the easiest way to highlight some of the stuff that this can do and how it works. Now I'm still learning this myself, so I just have been messing around with this today, trying to learn it a little bit. So it's very possible that I'll screw some stuff up as we go through this, but I think I can show you at least the very, very basics of the system, and hopefully you can all get set up in it. So I'm just going to go to frame.io and click sign in, and you will be prompted here to enter an email. This should be the email that I've already sent invitations to all of you to join the team, so you should already have that in your Tech in Asia email account. So you would enter that email account. So like if you're Mandy, it'd be mandy@techinasia.com. You'd enter that right here and then hit let's go. Depending on whether or not you're signed into that account. If you're already signed into that Google account, you'll probably just get dropped right in here like I did. If not, you might have to sign into that account first through Google, and then it'll take you here. But so you should end up here, except you probably won't see this because I haven't been able to add you guys yet because you haven't actually joined the team yet. But once you've joined the team, then I can add you to any project, and you can create a project, add other people to it. So if you were added to this project, you would be able to see this. So this is just a little test project that I made, and this is right from within the browser. We'll look at the integrations into Premiere in a second, but let's just take a look right in the browser first, and let's see. So here's this video that I uploaded from my laptop. Let's turn the sound off because it's really loud. Okay. Now this is just, I just put some like random music under some compositing footage of smoke. So this obviously isn't a real video. I just made this to sort of play around with what this app can do. And probably the coolest thing that it can do and the most useful thing that it can do is allow us to leave comments for each other and sort of make little comment to-do lists for each other and help us improve each other's work directly from within Premiere, but also from within this as well. And it's also a sort of cloud storage space that's optimized for video, so uploads and downloads should be quite quick. So for example, I was able to get this video, and this is 1 minute and 39 seconds long. I think it was rendered and uploaded in the space of probably 2 minutes. And my internet connection here is pretty good, but still, that was quite fast. So, and I'll show you how to do that from Premiere and how to do all this stuff in Premiere in a little bit. But first, let's just look at what you can do on the web when you're not even in Premiere. When someone else has uploaded, or you can even from the web, you can also upload your own footage. So here's this video. And let's say I'm watching a video of someone else's and I notice something that would be great to fix. Maybe let's zoom forward here. So right here, I notice an issue. Let's say I don't like this little area over there. Something there needs to be fixed. I'm going to say something here needs to be fixed. It's too gray. And maybe let's add a little emoji so it doesn't sound so harsh. Wait, that didn't work. What's happening? Okay, I don't know how to add emojis, but that's not that important. What's a little more important is that I can also highlight specifically what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to click this little paintbrush here, and this gives me a bunch of annotation tools. So I could use the paintbrush to just draw a circle around what I'm talking about, or I could make a box. I could draw an arrow. I can do it in different colors. This is really pretty obvious, and you can undo this stuff. But so it's pretty obvious what you can do from here. And then when you're done, you're just going to hit this little send thing, and then you can see this comment right here. So anybody who has been added to a project is going to be able to see these comments. And so if it's your video, anybody else is going to be able to make comments on it. And if it's something that you decide to address, or if it's something that somebody says you definitely should address and then you have addressed it, you can actually just check off. As you see, this functions a little bit like a to-do list, and you can hit mark complete, and that will mark that as complete so you know which things you've done and which things you haven't done. You can also very quickly to go through, you'll notice, like for example, I've already added a couple of other comments. So if I click on this comment, it's going to take me immediately to that section of the video where the thing is highlighted. If I click on this comment, it's going to take me to another section of the video where I went a little crazy with annotations. But it'll take you right to that frame where the comment was made immediately. So it's a very quick, easy, and flexible way to leave comments, highlight stuff, provide input on each other's work. Really pretty cool. So that's the basics of how you do that. But of course, it's not that useful if you have to log into this site. Thankfully, you don't have to log into this site. So the next thing that we're going to do is get this installed. It integrates with Premiere and After Effects, but let's just, and also Slack actually, but let's just worry about Premiere for now, because I think that's probably the main thing that any of us would be using. So you're just going to click up here on this little arrow and click on Apps and Integrations. And we'll have a little loading time. And then Premiere Pro integration, just hit download and then download for whatever your platform is. So for me, it's Windows. So I'm going to download this file. And this file is going to load. I probably will speed some of this up and edit it a little bit so this isn't that long. Okay, so the file is finished downloading. I'm going to open it, run it, and you'll get this little pop-up. I'll lower this so we can just see exactly what's happening. So you'll get this. I'm going to hit install extension. It's going to take a little time to install. And congrats, you've now successfully installed the application. Okay, so this seems like it's clickable, but it's not. So you just want to close that. All right, so now that I've got that, I'm going to open Creative Cloud. And from there, we're going to open Premiere. Okay, so here I am now in my video project, which is just, for our purposes, I just opened that, the quantum animation thing that I did before. So you can see, here's my timeline. I'm just scrolling through it. But now we want to use the Frame.io integration. So you're going to go to Window, Extensions, Frame.io. And that'll pop up in a window. Again, here you're going to have to enter your information. And once you enter your information, then we've got, so now we're into this within Premiere. And this is like any Premiere window, you can just drag it. So I'm going to put it over there. You can obviously make your own workspace with this however you want. And I think there might even be, no, I guess there's not, but it might make sense to create a Frame.io workspace for yourself if you want to. I haven't actually done that yet. Okay, so it's opened up the test project just because that's, you know, that one that I already made, but that's the only one that, we have so far, so that's the one that it's open. But if there were other projects, you'd be able to open this thing up here and you can choose from different projects, or you can do add a project. So let's add a project and let's call this AI animation. We'll just create that project and that's empty. Okay, so now let's go ahead and upload this sequence. Let's say I'm done with this edit, but I'd like to get people's feedback on how it looks, or maybe there's some things that I think I could change. So what I'm going to do is just hit upload. And in this case, I probably just, you can upload, as you can see, you can upload all kinds of different things. You can upload a bin, you can upload just specific files, you can upload the project file itself. In this case, I probably just want to upload the actual, just the sequence. And you've got a couple different options. We can also add to these options, but for now, this is probably Web 720 is probably what we need. You will need to set a place that it puts, that the program puts the file that it is rendering when it, because it's going to render this out and then upload it. But I'm not going to keep that file because I don't think, at least for me, I don't need that. So, all right, and I've got it set to render the whole sequence, but you can also change it to in and out or work area, whatever, if you just want to get some feedback on a specific thing. But for now, let's say a whole sequence. And there's my autosave. And there, it also has this, you probably want to keep this clicked so that then if, let's say you upload this, you get some feedback, then you fix a few things, you want to upload it again. When you go to upload it again, as long as this is checked both times, it'll automatically upload that as like version 2, and it'll kind of overwrite the first version that you uploaded. So you've got your multiple versions there, and people can see what the latest version is. So that's kind of useful. Anyway, let's hit upload, and that's going to launch the media encoder application. So we're going to sit around and wait for that for a minute or two. Okay, so yeah, encoder is going to pop up. It is going to automatically encode the sequence that you just chose, and you can see that it is doing that right now with the preset Frame.io Web 720. So it's going to do that. Okay, so the encoding is finished. And if we go back here now, it is going to be uploading onto the site itself. So again, we will just have to sit around and wait for a little bit. But if you look, this is really going pretty fast. And again, I have fast internet, but I don't have particularly fast uploads. So one of the advantages of Frame.io is it's designed and sort of completely optimized for video files, especially its preset video file or video settings, like the Web 720 that we just chose. So you should experience pretty quick upload times, especially compared to Slack. And of course, one of the other advantages is we have 100 gigabytes of cloud storage on Frame.io, whereas our space on Slack is pretty limited, and I'm a little surprised we haven't run out of it already. So this should be quite a bit better than that, but we'll have to fast forward through this a little bit because I'm not going to make you sit around and wait for 2 minutes. So fast forward time. Okay, so our upload has finished. You're going to get this little thing. We don't care about it. Tell it to go away. So now it'll take a little bit more time just now that it's uploaded to get it all encoded for the web and stuff like that. Blah blah blah, whatever. But let's see if we can. Okay, there, and it's done. So that was probably maybe 4 minutes after I finished completely from rendering the entire thing to uploading it. So really quite quick. And now we've got this here. If we go back into Frame.io app, you will see that it is here as well now. So this is all obviously totally synced, but I don't need to do that. I can just stay right in here, and now I can watch it, or as soon as this is up, so this is going to be, I'll turn the sound off again. So 4 minutes later, now anybody on the team that I add to this project, and I'm going to want to add people so that they can see it, but so assuming that you've been added to this project already, which you would be, then anybody on the team is going to be able to, right from within Premiere, if they want to, go through this and watch it and maybe add some comments. So let's say right here, I want to say, and you notice as soon as I start typing, it stops just because it wants to illustrate. So you don't even have to try to pause it in the right place. Just as soon as you see something, just start typing. You can have your cursor in the comment thing. And it will stop automatically. So let's say I want to put a comment. Let's add an annotation. This works exactly like it does in the in the web thing. So I need to pick a color that you're actually going to be able to see. So let's circle it, and we'll add some arrows just to make it fun, and hit send. Okay, lovely. So now we have that, and I can go through this and I can watch and leave some comments. And let's say Jack Ma. Okay, woo. Send. Okay, so there. Now we've got some comments. Now let's say someone else is going to be working on this, and they want to look at those comments right from within Premiere. Or let's say maybe Melvin left some comments from me on my video. So now I can, right from within Premiere, I can scroll through this video and I can see his comments as he leaves them are going to pop up here in real time. And as soon as I see a comment, I can click on it, and it's going to take me, not only is it going to show me the comment here, see, so this is highlighted. You can tell that's the sort of purple there means this is the comment that I'm looking at. But notice it also took me right to that spot in my timeline. And if I click on this comment, it's going to take me right to that spot in the timeline. I can still see this, so I can see what's highlighted. I can see what he's talking about. It's taking me right to the section where he's talking about the problem, or whatever the comment is going to be. So it's a really useful way to hop around really quickly and address whatever problems people have. So maybe I'm going to fix some stuff, and then I can fix some stuff and upload it again, and it'll be another version. So let's actually try that. Let's try this again, and we'll see what happens. Okay, yep, so there we go. So you see, once it finished rendering, it now knows, because this is the same project I uploaded before. Now this is version 2. So now you can see it automatically is laying it over there, and now there are 2 versions that we can look at and you can choose to unversion. So if you want to say, no, this isn't a version of that, it's a different thing, then that's fine. But otherwise, it's going to read this as, this is version 2.0 of the thing that you made comments on, which is pretty cool. So that's an overview of the really basic functionality of this and how to leave comments on other people's videos. So again, it's something you can do right from within your own Premiere, or it's something you can do from the web app, and it should be it should be pretty straightforward now for anybody to, as soon as you finish a project, pop it on here. Other people, make sure when you're creating a new project, make sure that you add people over here and add people to project. I think there's a way to do that. Let's just see what happens here if we make a new project and give it some random things. Create a new project. Right, so if you're creating it from within Premiere, the button is down here. If you're creating it from here, it's going to be over here to add people to a project. But you just want to add the rest of the team or whoever is working on it with you. And I think right now, if I type, for example, if I type Mandy, it's just going to come up with people named Mandy who work at Frame.io. But obviously we don't want that. But once you guys join, I think that everybody else's names should pop up here pretty quickly. So I'm guessing if you just type M, Melvin and Mandy are going to pop up automatically once you guys have joined. So add everybody to your projects as collaborators, and then everybody will be able to instantly see, and you'll be able to see their comments right from within Premiere in real time from within this Frame.io window. So really pretty cool thing. And of course, it keeps doing everything in the background, so you can see it's still uploading. It's almost done at this point while I'm doing other stuff. I can keep working in here while it's uploading, obviously. I can do all kinds of things, and it's just going to take care of this for me. So it's pretty cool. I think that's just sort of the basic functionality level, so there's going to be a lot more, I think, that we discover. And it has a very similar integration with After Effects as well that I haven't even started messing with yet. I imagine it works somewhat similarly, but I'm going to do some experimenting with that. I think you guys probably don't work as much with After Effects, but I'm going to get that definitely set up in my own After Effects just so that we have that to work with as well. And yeah, I think that this is going to be really useful, so I'm excited about it. So again, here now we've got our second version, and it's going to prepare that for the web. And it's really pretty quick. Okay, so notice now, because this is version 2, there are no comments on this video anymore, because it's assuming like, okay, you saw those first comments and you fixed them, now this is the second version. But of course, if we still want to go back and look at the comments on the first one, now we've got, because this is the second version, now we've got this pull down and we can choose version 1. Now I'm going back to version 1, and now I've got these comments again, so I can see those. So that's a really helpful feature, I think, being able to look at the different versions and being able to select version 1, version 2, version 3 for when we've got, for when we're making changes and sort of trying to share stuff. So really, really cool. You'll notice the playheads are linked here too, so you'll see it on both sides. So yeah, that's the basics. Let me know if you have any issues with any of those things. Hopefully setting this up will work fine for everybody and we can get rolling. I'm pretty excited about this. I hope it's going to be helpful and kind of make it easier for all of us to learn from each other and work with each other more directly and more smoothly. If it proves to not be helpful, then we'll just ditch it. But let's all get set up on this and try to give it a try and give it a chance, because I think it's going to prove to be more smooth and easier than trying to share stuff on Slack and constantly uploading things there, which is not really built for video. And like I said, this actually has Slack integrations as well, where you can get Slack notifications when someone, if somebody makes a comment on your video, a little notification will pop up in a Slack channel. I haven't set that up yet. Let's kind of try to get going with the basics on this first, but if it proves to be that this is something that's useful for us and something that we're using, then we'll definitely set up the Slack stuff. We'll get everybody set up with the After Effects integration as well, and we'll kind of, hopefully we'll learn more as we're using it too about some of the other functions, but this is really pretty cool already. So yeah, there you go, Frame.io. Definitely check it out today if you've got some time, or if you don't have time today, if you're out shooting or whatever, try to set some time aside at some point this week to get this set up and poke around with it, mess around with it a little bit. Feel free to create some test projects or whatever, and upload some stuff and just kind of mess around with it a little bit. I'm going to probably delete some of the test projects that I've just made. In fact, maybe I'll delete this one right now, so I'm just going to delete that one. Definitely make sure you don't delete anybody else's project, but yeah, let's I'll keep that one there. I'll keep these two here for now so you guys can once you have joined the team, then I will add you to these projects so you can see them. But yeah, so take some time to mess around with it, and I will now go edit this video so that you don't have to do the waiting around for things to upload.